Hey, Android fans. Big news just dropped. Google is about to change the game for sideloading apps. Starting next year, you won't be able to sideload apps from unverified sources on most Android devices. What does this mean for you? Is it about security, control, or something else? Let's dive in and break it all down. Okay, quick refresher. Sideloading is when you install apps on your Android device from sources outside the Google Play Store. Think downloading an APK file from a website, using third-party app stores like F-Droid, or even installing apps you've coded yourself. It's one of the things that makes Android so open and flexible compared to, say, an iPhone. But Google's about to put some serious guardrails on this freedom. So what's the deal? Google announced that starting in September 2026, all apps installed on certified Android devices, basically any phone or tablet with Google Play services, must come from developers who verified their identity with Google. This applies whether you're downloading from the Play Store, a third-party store, or sideloading an APK. Here's the kicker. Google says this is like an ID check at the airport. They're not checking the app's content or functionality, just confirming who the developer is. This kicks off in countries like Brazil, Indonesia, Singapore, and Thailand in 2026, with a global rollout plan for 2027. Google's creating a new Android developer console for devs who distribute apps outside the Play Store. If you're a developer, you'll need to submit your identity, app package names, and signing keys. No verification? Your app won't install on certified Android devices. And certified devices? That's pretty much every Android phone, tablet, or streaming device like Google TV sold outside China. So, yeah, this affects a lot of users. Why is Google making this move? Their big argument is security. Google claims sideloaded apps are 50 times more likely to contain malware than Play Store apps. They've seen fake apps impersonating legit developers, stealing data, or pushing scams. Since requiring developer verification on the Play Store in 2023, Google says malware and fraud have dropped significantly. They want to extend that protection to all apps. But here's the flip side. Some folks think this is about control. Android's openness has always been its edge over Apple's walled garden. Critics argue Google's tightened the screws to protect revenue. Think apps like YouTube Vanced or Revanced that block ads. Others worry it's a step toward locking down Android, especially after Google lost the Epic Games antitrust case, which forced them to allow third-party app stores. There's also speculation this could limit apps that governments or corporations don't like. If developers have a hand over personal info, some might just opt out, especially privacy-focused or hobbyist devs. So, who's going to feel this change? If you only download apps from the Play Store, probably not you. Nothing changes there. But if you sideload apps like emulators for retro gaming, modded apps like SmartTube for ad-free YouTube, or open-source tools from F-Droid, this could be a big deal. Hobbyist developers and small teams might struggle with Google's verification process, especially if they value anonymity. For example, emulation fans, modders, or even someone coding an app for personal use might find their apps blocked unless they register with Google. And for Android TV or Google TV users, sideloading niche or region-locked apps is super common. If developers don't verify, those apps could stop working. Plus, rooted devices or custom ROMs might face issues, as some apps already block rooted phones. Okay, so what can you do about this? First, if you're a sideload fan, enjoy it while it lasts. 2026 is coming fast. You can still sideload on non-certified devices, like those running Android open source project without Google services, but that's a tiny fraction of devices. Second, Google's developer verification page has a feedback form. If you're worried about this change, let them know. They're starting with early access in October 2025, so there's time to push back. Third, consider alternatives. Rooting might bypass some restrictions, but it's getting harder, and many apps, like banking apps, won't work on rooted devices. Custom ROMs or Linux-based phones are an option, but they're not for everyone. Finally, stay informed. This policy could evolve based on user feedback or legal challenges, especially in places like the EU, where openness is a big deal. Google's walking a tightrope here, balancing security with Android's open spirit. On one hand, less malware sounds great. On the other, this could limit what makes Android special: freedom and choice. Is this a step toward a safer ecosystem or a more controlled one? I lean toward thinking it's a bit of both, but I'm curious what you think. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Are you cool with this change? Or does it make you want to switch to an iPhone or a Linux phone? Let's get the conversation going. Visuals, show comment section, like /subscribe animation. If you found this helpful, give us a like, subscribe, and share this video with your tech-loving friends. Stay tuned for more updates, and I'll see you in the next one.